All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the Boxing Rush Hour Show, fightsatw.com. I'm here with the guy that seems like the opponents just don't want to make it to the ring, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Ernesto Tito Mercado, 16-0, 15 KOs. Ernesto or Tito, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. Back in training. Just excited for my next fight coming up.
Yeah, no doubt. And so before we get into that, in the late summer, or at least we all found out in late summer that you signed with Matchroom. I'm curious to know what stood out about them that made you want to go in that direction. And was there something unique about the deal, co-promotion or anything like that involved?
I mean, more or less, man. We've seen their track record, man. They've been making these big fights happen within the past year or two. They get the fights done. The fights that I've seen these fighters demanding that that before they sign with them, they got the fights that they wanted. And if you want those big name fights, we know unfortunately we got to go with a big promoter who has pull, and we feel like Eddie Hearn was the guy to not only be able to promote the fight very well, but get us the fights that we want. And like I said, man, track record, he's been showing it.
Yeah, no doubt. And you were supposed to fight your fourth fight in 2024 recently, but your opponent was 7 pounds over at the last minute. This thing about last minute, whether it's overweight, whether it's not showing up, it kind of tends to happen when they realize that they're going to fight you either the next night or in the days to come. Was there a moment where you were like, man, not this again at this point?
Yeah, man, especially, it being my debut, a lot of people were anticipating me fighting. A lot of people the day before coming up to me saying they were excited for me to fight. I had a lot of people that flew in from LA to go watch me fight. So to me, man, it was like even to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the fight just like that. But that's too much weight, man. By the time you rehydrate two, it's gonna be up to 170. And you know, a lot of people say, oh, there's certain fighters that took fights for a little bit, but it could go either way. Once you lose the fight, you can't be saying, oh, he was. So it could go either way, man. So it's really you got to pick and choose your battles, man. So it just really depends on your situation. But for me, man, it just made no sense. He wasn't even trying to lose the weight. A guy that doesn't even try to lose the weight, man, he don't deserve to fight.
Yeah, not only that, but not at this point in your career. You're making your debut with a major promotional company. You've already made it to this point of your career. Like that might be like early career stuff, but not at this point.
Yeah, man. If I was a main event, maybe it would be a little bit different. But man, it just made no sense. It made no sense.
Yeah.
7 pounds made no sense for me. And like I said, man, we excited for the next fight.
All right. And then obviously you were upset, but your new promoter, Eddie Hearn, has made efforts to make it right. So when are we expecting to see you back in the ring?
January 25th in Las Vegas. That's my next date. So we ready.
Okay. And has there been an opponent named?
Yeah, I'm actually going against Jose Pedraza on January 25th. So obviously a way bigger name than the last fight, and I'm just excited, man. Former world champion. I think this fight is definitely gonna put me on the map, and in Vegas. So we're better to be at.
Yeah, no, that's a really good fight for you, man. Let's talk about the transition from being a independent fighter, trying to figure it out, to going to a major promotion. Do you feel like there's a load off your shoulders because there's no longer like you, yourself, and I trying to figure it all out with your dad and stuff?
Yeah, definitely a lot easier, man. But when it comes to the sense, these fighters still not being professional, I guess in that sense things don't change. I mean, back then when independent, we still had guys trying to come overweight. We gotta make sure they don't weight. So I mean, unfortunately, man, fighters nowadays, man, they're becoming more and more unprofessional. I mean, I think that weekend there was like 4 or 5 fighters that came in overweight, and we're seeing it more often now. So I guess in that sense, no. But as far as the venue, promoting the fight, yeah, it's definitely been a load off our shoulders. And like I said, man, Match has been doing big fights. Drawn Ennis, that would have been a great card to be under. They had Bam, it was a lot of promotion. So definitely disappointed not fighting that one. But in that sense, man, definitely been a lot off our shoulders.
Yeah, but I mean, you weren't able to fight there, but now you're getting like a step up, former world champion veteran in Pedraza in January. I think, it kind of works itself out if I have to say from the outside looking in.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And then even then, man, Pedraza, I know we offered to fight him before I was independent. We kept trying to get, I think having a certain level of promoter like Eddie Hearn sometimes could get you through the door. Even if these guys keep saying no, you eventually, have a chance to, they just see it more of, I guess, too high of a risk, low reward. So I guess in that sense, it definitely does help out because I know we offer a lot of top guys fights and they just rejecting them. And then, like I said, having a top guy like that definitely helps out a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right. In 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 short, like how would you describe this year for you? What some of the things that maybe went right, maybe some of the things that went wrong, or if there's anything that you would change about it.
Man, I think this year's been a pretty good year for me. Besides me not fighting in November, obviously, I feel like it was a long camp, to be just thrown out the way like that. But other than that, man, I think everything's been going, as planned. We got a big signing with Matchroom, like you said, late summer. I think it was like August, September-ish. That was big for me, man. And then to be able to just, be with them and them kind of me, putting me as their next guy for 140 and just, putting me in great fights, man. Like this next fight they got me with, definitely doing better I mean, they definitely stepped up from the last opponent that I got in November. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy with my career's going, man. And hopefully I can fight 4 or 5 times this year to make up for last year for the
Yeah,
what happens in this fight.
yeah, and I was gonna ask you, is 2025 where we see you get fast track to a even bigger fight or a title fight, or are you comfortable and patient with where you see, where the chips fall moving forward?
No, man, I wanna keep getting these bigger fights. And like I said, man, I feel like with this fight, they definitely stepped up. And the next fight, we're gonna keep asking for more step ups. And depending, obviously, I come out healthy. I want to fight as many times as possible. So hopefully the goal is at least, for sure 4, but I want to hit at least 5 to make up for, like I said, this year that I missed the fight. And I just want to keep stepping up. And like I said, Eddie Hearn's been stepping up every single time. So after this fight, once I get through Pedraza, I know he's gonna step up with an even bigger name. So I'm just excited, man.
Okay. All right. And then if you had to describe your mentality heading into 2025, what would you say?
Man, I'm coming for the world champions. I think it's the best time, especially like I said, I got Eddie Hearn now. After these couple fights, man. After this next fight, you never know. You maybe want to be like, yo, I give you a title shot opportunity, and I'll take it. So it's really now just doing my thing and just being ready when the opportunity comes because I could very well sense a opportunity for a title shot this coming 2025.
No doubt. All right. And then lastly, Eddie Hearn isn't gonna get froggy and challenge you to one of his little runs that he does before the fights, is he?
Nah, I hope not, man. I hope not. Damn, man, you be setting me up that way. I hope not.
All right. Hey, listen, Tito, I appreciate your time. I want to wish you the best of luck in your fight in January and for a bigger 2025.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.